Welcome to the Entertainment Rants Podcast, your number one opinion source for all things entertainment. Join host Marco Mazzola as he sounds off on the latest movies, TV, music, gaming, comic books, and more. Now, here's the man of the hour, Marco Mazzola.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to the Entertainment Rants Podcast. I am, as always, your host, Marco Mazzola, and I am joined once again by our resident ranter. Hello, Larry.
Hey.
What's going on, good sir?
Nothing much. Another day, another rant.
That's right, another day, more ranting to do.
More rants.
So today, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you listened to our last week's episode about Wakanda Forever, the Black Panther 2. Today, we're flipping to the DC side of things, and we're going to talk about Black Adam. Starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Can you call him The Rock anymore?
You know, he owns that name.
He does own the name The Rock.
I listened to who was he actually? I think it was Howard Stern. He was talking to, and they asked him that question. He does actually own that name. He owns
the name.
So a lot of times, like you think, like Vince owns stuff. Like he went to Vince McMahon and said he wanted to own the name, and he said okay. Like literally, legitly, like with no fight or anything. He didn't have to sue him for it or anything. He wanted to own the name The Rock, so that's why for a long time he was using Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
So
things like that.
I thought that when he first came into acting, he was being, they would call him The Rock because that was part of the contract that he had with WWE, saying, you know what, we're going to let you go because even though he's on a contract with WWE, anything that you do, it has to be WWE approved.
Right.
So I had thought that, or I had heard or whatever. I mean, I could definitely be mistaken, but I had heard that once he started doing movies, they said, okay, we're going to allow you to have that time away from us, but you have to use the name The Rock. When
Which
on the marquee.
True too. But
so for like the first couple movies, and after a while, he was like, "All right, listen, I've satisfied my financial." It might have been a mutual thing because he knew using The Rock is going to get him notoriety in a movie versus Dwayne Johnson. Right.
Because honestly, before I never knew his name. I always knew it was Dwayne The Rock.
Right.
I never really then just Dwayne Johnson. Like, oh, it's The Rock. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So when you first start doing it, it's like, all right, you got to use that The Rock. Yeah, I mean, just so people understand who you are.
Right.
But then eventually dropped it. According to him, anyway, he owns it outright.
Okay.
So I thought
that's
that was
pretty
cool. Yeah. So, all right, we have Aldous Hodge as Hawkman, Carter Hall, Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate, the Kent Nelson version, Noah Centineo, Adam Smasher, I butcher that name, Sarah Sahi as Adriana Tomaz. Quintessa Swindle is Cyclone. I gotta say, I'm gonna start this one. I enjoyed this movie. I'm not saying I loved this movie, but I enjoyed this movie. It's a little dark. It's a little, I was a slave and it's depressing and my son died and, so it's kind of like that, but you have to have that strife to create this character, to create the Black Adam, which is, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, a lot of the backstory was held intact with some poetic license, some, creative license to make the story, fit. So obviously it wasn't a direct origin story for him that, aligned with the comics, but some of it did.
Okay.
So that much I enjoyed. I loved Pierce Brosnan's character. So once again, spoilers on this. If you haven't seen it, please go see it before you listen to the rest of the podcast. All right, that's your one and only warning.
That's it.
That's it. So
spoilers.
You get spoilers because towards the end they kill Dr. Fate, and I did not see that coming.
I'm sure he did.
I saw it coming.
He did.
He definitely did. I saw it coming, obviously, once he closed off, the castle, the throne, and went in. Like, all right, this is where we're going to bite it. He knew he was going to sacrifice himself for Hawkman. I got that. But I didn't see them. Before that, I didn't see them doing that.
No.
And I got to be honest with them, I'm a little pissed off that they did. Like, if there's a part of this movie I don't like, and not to say this is the only part, I liked this movie a lot, but I didn't love this movie. That was one part I really didn't like. I really loved Pierce Brosnan's take on Dr. Fate. Okay. We've seen Dr. Fate a few times in live action on some TV shows. I think he was on an episode of Smallville. They did an episode on, I don't remember if it was on not Guardians of the Galaxy. What do you call it? The other one. With the shit. What is her name?
I don't know.
Katie Lotz. That one there. Well, they go through time. Legends, Jesus.
Oh,
Legends. DC Legends.
So clearly, you're more on top of the DC stuff than I am.
Yeah,
so that's why
always been one of my favorite characters. I liked Pierce Brosnan's take on it. I thought the way he portrayed Dr. Fate was really well done. I know we're kind of jumping right into this whole Dr. Fate thing. Never really talk about The Rock or Black Adam yet, but we'll get there
eventually.
We'll get there eventually, which is fine. We got an hour to kill. So. I did like his take. I did not like the fact that, as usual, and I've gone over this before, he takes his helmet off every 3 seconds. I'm Dr. Fate for 2 seconds. Ooh, pop, helmet off. Fuck. I need more Dr. Fate, less you. But
right.
It's built in the contract. It's Pierce Brosnan, for love of God.
Yeah.
Right? It's a James Bond, for love of God. So you got to see a lot of that face, that pretty boy face.
I mean, if you go into marquee names,
and God forbid,
he's the number 2, right?
Yeah,
I mean, if you look at all those names that are part of this,
absolutely.
It's like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Pierce Brosnan. You're like, oh, okay. So it's like, all right.
You know what I mean, so it is. He's like at the after, not the end of the credit, but like the end of the role, and Pierce Brosnan.
So it's like, oh, all right.
So that's like the important one. So, but the A, they killed him off, didn't like that, and B, he keeps taking his helmet off, and C, he wasn't as powerful as Dr. Fate really is. Like they kind of nerfed his power a little bit. Okay. Dr. Fate is one of the more powerful, especially mystics, but even in the DC universe, he's one of the more powerful, heroes.
Right.
So he definitely could have done more to win the day, if you will, than they allowed him to do. But you had to have that.
Well, yeah, you got to kill somebody.
Yeah.
Who are you going to kill?
Well, Cyclone or Atom Smasher would have been my
sure.
But if you had to kill one, I think they would have been less meaningful.
Right. So
Atom Smasher's gone. No loss.
Yeah, he was
a pain in the ass anyway.
Just learned how to use
screwing up every 2 seconds. No real loss there. No. But anyway, so give me your take on the movie overall.
Overall?
Yeah.
I wasn't happy with it, to be honest with you. It felt like that there was a lot of things that were left on the cutting room floor. A lot of things that were left for me to kind of come up with my own theory of how it happened or why it happened. And I'm going to go like right from the beginning. So it starts off where in ancient times, bad king enslaves the people. Yeah. Go find me this mineral so I can make this crown and be powerful. And he's telling the story. And I'm like, cool, you're laying some groundwork for me to understand what happened. Then you get to current time, and there's people flying around on motorcycles. And I went, well, what the hell happened? Right? Now, I'm sorry, before that, she goes to find the crown. You already know who the bad guy is within the first 10 minutes, by the way. And if you didn't see that coming, again, you weren't paying attention.
Right, yeah.
So, he gets current time. They're digging for the mineral. The crown, actually, I'm sorry. They're looking for the crown. She brings Black Adam back. A rocket comes. He catches it. And you look at it, and it says erythium, whatever the hell it was, which if you were watching the movie, they say that that's what the mineral was.
Yeah.
So they never told us how they took that mineral and now created this superpower fuel for everything. Mm-hmm. That's what fueled the rockets. That's what fueled these bikes. There was never a in-between going, somebody figured out how to harvest this mineral, and instead of making this evil crown shit, they made fuel for everything, and that's the powers that. So it's like, I feel like
it's their vibranium.
Right. But they never told us anything about it. It was just
where it comes from and like that.
Nothing.
Whereas like in the Black Panther movies like that, we get a lot of backstory on vibranium.
Like it allows you to know
where it is,
exactly, and it allows you to know exactly what vibranium is,
and how they're able to mine it and do different things and create the elevated trains. And
right. This stuff, it's just like, hey,
it's here.
You
watched Black Panther, just get over it. You saw it. We know you saw Black Panther. Same shit.
So that's kind of like that. Kind of bothered me a little bit, and I'm like, I don't
relying on the fact that you watched the competitions movie.
Facts, but I mean, it bothered me because it was like, wait a minute. You didn't even tell me, like, you have this pseudo-military group that took over this city?
Yeah, that's the Intergang is a long-running DC gang.
Okay.
They have a long history. They're kind of like not AIM, but from the DC side, but they're essentially like that. You know what I mean?
So again, this is massive. So this is coming from somebody that huge. I don't know much about this. So I'm watching this movie, literally waiting for you to tell me, the movie, to tell me everything that's happening. I don't need
Mila was there. She could have told you.
Facts. Hey Mila.
Shout out Mila. Not that
she doesn't listen to it. So. Watching this movie, okay, I'm going to go watch because The Rock's in it, and I heard Black Adam. Cool, let's go watch it.
And he's been trying to get this movie made for 13 years.
At least.
Stupid shit, yeah.
I don't know much about this, so it's kind of the job of the writers and the creators to tell me the story, to get me into it. There was a lot of missed points. I'm going, I don't understand how they got from point A to point B. Yeah. How do they get there? Why? That little kid is hiding in the fucking, which I thought was really cool, how he pops open the little stairways and he goes through. You were safe in there. They had no idea that you were there. Why did you leave?
Do you think they would have found him? He figured they would have found him eventually. So
no, man, because Black Adam's coming to get him. So he's going to get there in a heartbeat. Just hang out.
Just chill, dude.
Just chill.
You little impatient bastard.
I mean...
No, I get you.
They weren't going to find him. You should have just hung out. The little skateboard through the hallways I thought was absolutely stupid. He skateboarded for 2 seconds and he walks on the stairs. Then he skateboards for another 3 seconds and he hits the guy with the skateboard and then he walks on the stairs. I'm like, stay on the fucking skateboard. Do something cool with it. You do all these cool little tricks outside in the street. Try using some of those tricks inside the stairwell.
Or get off the skateboard.
Get off the skateboard and just run.
Yeah.
Did you need to...
Keep switching off and on?
Why? Because it looks cool for cinematography? No.
Yeah. It's a very different podcast than last week's episode.
Yeah.
Wakanda.
It's just, again, there were a lot of parts in this movie that I felt that left me going, why?
Yeah.
Why? I'm supposed to know who Hawkman is, right?
Yes.
I'm supposed to know who he is.
Yeah. Well,
I still don't know who the hell he is.
You don't really get much background other than Atom Smash. You see the original, which is Henry Winkler, which I thought was fucking hysterical. I was like, oh my God, the Fonz. What happened there? Where did that come from? I have no idea.
Yeah.
That was kind of like their version of the fact that Bill Murray's in Quantumania. We need somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We need a little old named actor to kind of make a little cameo. Oh shit! What's Henry Winkler up to?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, let's pop him in there real quick.
I don't know.
I thought that was kind of funny.
Is Batman supposed? I mean, is Hawkman supposed to be like Batman?
No. Hawkman is Carter Hall.
Super rich. Super tech savvy. I mean, everything
depends, depends on where you're talking about. Hawkman and Hawkgirl are supposed to come from Thanagaria, so they're actually aliens.
Okay.
And they're basically Hawk people who have that ship was his and things like that. Yeah, it's a whole race of people.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Does DC have a lot of aliens?
Mostly, yeah.
Yeah. That's what I think. So they got aliens, Marvel's got mutants. All right.
Yeah, DC has a lot of aliens.
All right. So again, I'm asking you, the DC guy.
And things like that.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. So that makes more sense then, I guess. I don't know.
They use the Emph metal. That's what the mace is made out of. Things like that. Yeah. Hawkgirl has the same thing.
Those wings, are those mech or are they part of him?
I mean, the original series, originally they're part of him. He's literally like a Hawkman.
Okay.
So the wings are like Angel. They're
right.
Attached.
They're attached and they're part. That's
part
him.
Of him.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought. I mean, as it went, movie was. I thought it was pretty good representation. The wings, obviously, in regular white or gray or whatever, right. They look organic. These look more metal. Mm-hmm.
Well, they're armor. So I was like, okay. Again, visually, I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. They look like comic book characters.
Yes.
So I like that about it. That was really cool. They look like, because I know I've seen images of everybody that was represented. I have seen images of them.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, they do hold really true to their comic book characters.
Yeah.
DC is good for that.
Yeah.
If there's anything they're good at so far in this new run of movies is they hold true to the comic book characters' original look and feel.
Yeah.
Their costumes anyway. So that I do appreciate. So what did you think of? We talked about this earlier, and I want everybody to hear your take on The Rock with Dwayne Johnson as Black Adam. I gotta say, I agree with you 100%. As much as I liked him in this movie, and I liked the movie, your take on Dwayne Johnson and his performance is spot on.
At the end of this movie, I sat there and went, holy shit. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has no range. he's The Rock in every single thing that he does.
Yeah,
every single
he's
movie.
Dwayne Johnson.
It's him.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at it going, oh my God, it's taken me all these movies to figure out this is him. There's only one movie, which was Be Cool, which is the sequel to Get Shorty, where he had more character, right? Now, here's the thing. I think that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is very, very entertaining. I absolutely find him funny, hysterical.
Yeah.
That's what he does from the days of WWE and growing up in that environment. And
I'll have a shtick with Kevin Hart. Him and
Kevin Hart are awesome. Yeah. Like, I like him more as the real guy.
Yeah.
Like when he's going back and forth with Kevin Hart. I find him super entertaining.
Did you ever see them do their the tortilla challenge? If you ever get a chance, go on YouTube and see Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart.
I've seen so many of those.
Do the tortilla challenge. It is hysterical. You've never seen a little dude piss himself more because he knows he's going to get whapped by. He's just doing everything to get the fuck out of him.
Yeah. So
want to
get
get hit by Dwayne Johnson.
Like again, and that's what I'm saying. It's like
one tortilla's going to take his ass out.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Dwayne Johnson is hilarious. He is absolutely hilarious. I find him super entertaining. But in every movie that he does,
he's himself.
It's himself.
Yeah.
And I get that that's what they want from him, right? It's like, hey, just do what you normally do.
They understand his range,
right?
Which is a good thing. They understand his range.
They understand it. They write for it. Yeah. But again, I'm like, can we not have The Rock in every movie? Like, The Rock character, like, can you do something else?
He's the money.
I know.
He's the money. But as much money as this movie has made, and I don't know if it's up quite enough to have paid for itself yet. I haven't checked the latest stats, but like, it would not made nearly as much as it made if it wasn't him doing it. If it wasn't Dwayne Johnson's name on the billboard, I don't think this movie would have made nearly as much as it's done.
I agree with you because honestly, I don't think a lot of people. Again,
size-wise, I think he looked great.
Oh, yeah, so...
Other than the fact that he didn't have the hair on the flat top, which somebody did a Photoshop, and I'm glad they didn't give him the hair in the flat top.
Yeah.
Because when somebody Photoshopped it looked really horrible.
Yeah.
It looked really hokey. It's like, nope, let's good thing. He didn't have his flat top that he usually sports.
I feel that it's hard for DC. DC isn't doing what Marvel did, okay? And what DC did is they gave you characters, and that's it. Like, they didn't introduce other subcategory characters, right? Like, nobody knows who the hell Black Adam is.
Yeah.
We haven't seen him in anything else.
Yeah.
I don't think they even reference him in the movie Shazam. I mean, I don't know.
Not yet, because he doesn't know about him yet.
Right. So, I mean...
I might be wrong. They may have said something that they had a former champion that didn't work out so good.
Okay, so
I could be
that's
wrong.
another thing,
I'll
too.
have to go back and watch, because I liked Shazam. Oddly enough, I liked Black Adam better.
Okay, wow.
And I'm sure that's blasphemy.
Wow.
But I liked Black Adam better.
I thought Black Adam sucked, so maybe I should just never bother watching Shazam.
No, Shazam's still a fun movie, but it's goofy, funny. You know what I mean? And I get it, because essentially Shazam is a kid who then says Shazam and
gets the powers, right?
Gets the power, but he's still a kid,
right?
You know what I mean? So he kind of he plays the character like in Big. He's like a big kid.
So that's what I thought.
Dancing on the fucking piano during the movie.
Yeah, when I first saw that come out, I was like, oh, it's like a superhero Big.
Yeah,
that's exactly literally what I thought of.
Exactly what it is.
I'm not familiar with that character. Yeah. I'm not familiar with
Billy
DC.
Batson gets the power,
right? And I know it doesn't the next Shazam have it's all like a group of kids or.
Well, this is the family.
Oh, okay.
It's basically the Captain Marvel family. But they can't use Captain Marvel because Marvel owns the rights to they don't want to get confused.
Again, with the confusion.
With the Aquaman Submariner thing, they don't want to get confused.
Well, this was
if you called him Captain Marvel, there's a Captain Marvel movie, so they have to just use Shazam, because the character's name is not Shazam.
Right. So I was going to say that this was actually this was something that went back.
I think DC won.
I think so.
They won. Then they end up owning the company that owned Shazam. They owned that company. They bought out that company anyway. It was kind of folding, and then they owned it anyway. So they had the rights to Captain Marvel, but they
can't use it now.
Marvel put out their Captain Marvel movie first, so they didn't want it to be confusing.
Yeah, because we can't have that.
We can't have that. People get confused and go see, we're going to go see Brie Larson again.
Yeah.
Named after a wedge of cheese. So, did you ever see that Between Two Ferns with Zach Galifianakis?
I've seen that once in a while.
You have to go on YouTube. Everybody has to go on YouTube and check out the outtakes. There's an outtakes reel.
Okay.
It's fucking hysterical. It's more funny than the show.
Right.
Because he's saying shit, and even he's breaking because he knows how ridiculous some of the shit he's saying.
Yeah.
And he's going to having a go at Brie Larson, and he's just like, I know you're really uncomfortable about certain personal questions, and it makes you very uncomfortable. So let me ask you 2 questions. Why is that? And 2, when did you get your first period? He just starts breaking. She's just like, what? He's got John Hamm on. At one point, they're doing this whole shtick, and he's like, so I hear Don Draper, who you played on Mad Men, his suit, his gray suit is in the Smithsonian. Is that right next to the Cosby sweaters? And they both start cracking up. By the way, I think those were taken down, by the way. The Cosby sweaters, I think, were removed. I'm pretty sure they were. Yeah. But they start losing it. So you ever get a chance, watch the outtakes for Between Two Ferns on YouTube.
I'm definitely going to have to, because like I said, I've seen a couple of those, and those are pretty funny.
Really funny when he goes at calls David Letterman
I'm trying to think, which ones did I see?
The meth head Santa or something like that, because he's all that big beard.
Oh yeah, maybe that's what I saw actually.
Yeah, really funny. Anyway, back to Black
Adam.
As we digest,
as we normally do. So what I was saying is DC, they'll just throw a character at you and expect you just to know. Where Marvel, they introduce the character first in a known character's movie, so when you see them in the night, and we've talked about this. Right, we saw Riri in this one, so now when we see her...
we got her backstory, and we know who she is. When she comes down to Ironheart, we don't have to go through that.
Exactly.
Most of the time they do that.
In DC, they don't do that.
She-Hulk, they
kind of poo-pooed that one a little bit. But I mean, in DC, though, they're just like, oh yeah, here's a character. And you're like, who the fuck is this character?
Where did this person come from?
Where did you come from?
Yeah.
What?
But even in Moon Knight, again, more Moon Knight would be nice, but
awesome.
You get the backstory of how the character becomes
Moon Knight.
Even though they started out as Moon Knight, you got the history.
Yeah.
During the show.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. It's like in this, you just
get some backstory. You don't get really much backstory.
You don't get it's like all of a sudden it's his Shazam.
2 seconds of how Cyclone, she tells, they experimented on her.
Right.
Cyclone. And same with Atom Smasher. So,
wait, how did Atom Smasher... Oh, wait, they said that something happened and he learned his uncle's powers or something like that.
He's got a suit. He got the suit.
He
fits the suit.
Yeah, so it's just a suit.
He's Johnny Bravo.
Yeah.
He fits the suit. Brady Bunch reference for everybody paying attention. I know my buddies over there, the 3 Geeky Dads, will get that one.
Yes.
We've been talking to those guys a lot lately. Those guys are awesome.
They are.
So if you have a chance, go listen to the 3 Geeky Dads podcast. Please, please, please. Those guys are fucking hysterical.
Absolutely.
3 Geeky Dads and Tito.
Yeah, 3 Geeky Dads and a Tito.
So, yeah.
Because math is hard over there.
Math is difficult down in Rhode Island. So...
Small state. It's not even an island.
That's right. Change your name. The math only goes up to 8. So, anyway, we'll go back to it. So it is weird that they just throw characters. It's like, hey, guess this is a character.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. I guess we're going to roll with it. Here's Dr. Fade. Who is he from? Who is he? I don't know. This is
I know, but apparently that there's a history between him and Hawkman.
Yeah, there's a huge history. They're old bros for a long time.
Okay.
All right, cool. Let's roll with it. So what do you think? Does that work for them? Is that better? Is it worse? I mean, you don't have to go through an origin story. You kind of you hit the ground running. Here's a character. I accept, okay, they were friends from a long time, and they explain it during the movie, so we move forward. Do you need that history, or do you think they could go back and later and do it? We understand that DC's fucked up, and now that
now it's DCEU.
Yes, but now that
with James Gunn as running
it was the other guy whose name was not nearly as important as James Gunn.
Right.
The other guy whose name is I'm not James Gunn.
Right. But there's two. So James Gunn's now going to be the Kevin Feige for them, right?
Yes.
Basically.
So they're trying to bring it all back together, and we know that Henry Cavill's going to be Superman for a while. Are you worried? I'm not worried.
I'm not worried. I'm kind of worried about it.
I'm worried that I heard they're thinking about reigniting the Snyderverse. With James Gunn with the helm, he might be reintroducing Snyder to come back, and you know what I mean? Because they basically booted him. I wouldn't mind
that though.
I would.
I didn't mind Snyder. I thought that.
I can't stand him. It's too dark. I'm not going to say that I want what's his face who redid Justice League. I don't want him either. Kind of a
Joss Whedon?
Yeah, I don't care for him either.
Right.
But somebody else to do them more justice, with pun intended. Not so freaking dark, not so mopey, not emo Superman, not, you know what I mean? Some of the portrayals were great. Wonder Woman's great. Not to 1984, the first movie
sucked.
And her in the Justice League movies, I liked. Batman, best version of Batman, with the exception of Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
In TV, obviously it's Adam West. But for movie wise, fuck Christian Bale, screw Val Kilmer, to hell with George Clooney. You got your Michael Keaton, boom, and you got your Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck, he played awesome.
What's this new Pattinson? Different type of movie. it's Batman year one.
We're going to we'll talk after part 2.
Yeah.
Because that movie for me just that didn't fly for me. I think James. I'm kind of worried because from what I've seen from the James Gunn, we got Guardians of the Galaxy, which Guardians of the Galaxy were a fringe comic. Mm-hmm. He kind of brought them to the front.
Yeah.
What he did with them is almost kind of like comical, really.
Same with Suicide Squad.
And he did the same thing with Suicide Squad, which I was another movie that I fucking shit all over.
Which I enjoyed.
Yeah, I just hope, for me, I hope he
Why are we
doesn't.
friends, Larry?
Because opposites attract.
There it is. Bang.
I think what it. I just don't want to see James Gunn's fingerprint so much. I don't want every movie to be like a Guardians of the Galaxy or be like.
I don't think it's going to be. If he directs it, yes. I think what he's going to be more like Kevin Feige is unifying it to tell an overarching story.
Tell an overarching story.
The shit matches and holds true to the characters and is unified in that way.
Okay.
But not necessarily him directing, because Thor, the new Thor, was really fucking wacky.
Yeah.
And, Ragnarok was somewhat too, but the original ones weren't, obviously, because we didn't have, Taika Waititi directing them. So, but that's not like Kevin Feige said, okay, go get wacky with it. That's Taika Waititi.
Right.
But still under Kevin Feige's watch, that was approved through him, but it's an overarching thing. And Quantumanium is going to be very different than the last Thor movie.
But Kevin Feige wasn't a director, though, was he?
No, he hasn't directed any of them.
Right. So, but he's never been a director. Right. So producer just means that they have money and they have oversight. So with James Gunn, as James Gunn being a director, is he going to have his director hat on when he approves?
Nothing so far said he's directing anything yet.
Right. No. But that's what I'm saying. But he is a director. I'm not saying that he's going to, but he is a director.
Right.
And we've seen the movies that he has directed.
Yeah.
When he approves of certain movies now going forward, trying to keep everything, is he going to... I'm wondering if his directing influence is going to have something to do with some of the movies that come out.
No, I get what you're saying 100%. Hopefully not.
See, that's what I'm hoping.
Like, I don't... producing role... And
right,
keeps the story on track.
That's what I'm getting at.
Don't stick your foot in the director stuff. You know what I mean?
Let them direct what they want to do.
Not that he's a bad director, but again, it's very comedic.
Right. I don't want to see every movie be like.
I don't want to see a Batman with Ben Affleck being funny.
Thank you.
Okay.
So that's kind of what I'm worried about. A
lighter-hearted Superman than the emo Superman from Man of Steel would be nice.
Sure. So with this, so going forward,
throwing poles through trucks.
He's pissed. Going forward, is the Black Adam the first movie of the DCEU? Because we see at the end of it with Henry Cavill, which is agreed.
I think so. I think
this is
going to
be
keep it part of it. And there's the next Shazam movie coming out with the Fury of the Gods.
Mm-hmm.
That one's still coming out.
Right.
The Flash movie is still coming out, as far as we know. They shit canned most everything at DC because it's all like DC and Warner Brothers Discovery.
Right.
So it's like a massive shakeup, which has scared the shit out of me and pissed me off because there was some really cool shit coming down the road.
Right. That's
canceled.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Not like, hey, we're going to put it on the shelf or relay. No, they just said we're done with it.
What's
we're not
name?
doing it.
From the original Batman animated series, they were starting up another series. It was a little bit older stuff, though. It was like almost like original Batman, the way he looked.
Okay.
I think it's on our website. They'd announced it canceled.
It was a bunch of things that got canceled. Yeah.
Oh, it pisses me off. Obviously, we know the CW is kind of like distancing themselves from the whole thing. So who knows? They've canceled almost everything with the exception of Lois and Clark.
Yeah.
Or whatever the hell is. I'm sorry, Superman and Lois.
Whatever it's called now.
Yeah. Which I actually enjoyed, but it has nothing to do with the Arrowverse. Like, it's completely separate.
Right.
So that's fine, but who knows how much longer that will last, unless they find someone to take it over. Because
if they take it over, do they tie it in? Do they tie it in with?
Just put it on HBO Max. Maybe you don't need to have it on CW. Let them do different stuff that they're kind of moving this shit into, and just put the superhero stuff on HBO Max.
And then you can actually have a lot more play with it too, because it's on HBO. It's a paid service. Now you can really,
grittier like Titans.
Yeah, which is an awesome show.
It is a good show.
I love Titans, man.
I found it to be almost too gritty. There's a lot of swearing, and fuck knows I like to swear.
Yeah,
but for a bunch of teens and things like that, like I thought it was it's a little gratuitous. Like there are times where like, dude, you're just saying hi to that person. Why do you say fuck you, hello? Like, it just seems like there's just a lot of it.
But here's the thing, though, and I can see why you're saying that. But if you if you watch, you didn't see the beginning though, right? You got to the Jason Todd.
No, I've watched everything from the beginning. I went back and watched from season 1.
All right.
First season, I think I'm on season 3.
I mean, one of the best parts in that, when that opens up, is when they see he's not Nightwing yet. He's still Robin. Yeah. Robin's in Chicago. And they go, oh my God, there's Robin. And then it's a bad guy. And he's like, where's Batman? And he looks at me and goes, fuck Batman. I went, all right, I'm sold.
Yeah.
I'm sold on this because I love watching a show that doesn't have to be carried by the main, you don't have to have Batman. You can have Robin. Right. You don't have to have Batman in the Titans.
Nightwing. I'm totally cool with that.
They've done such a great job with that.
But it's jarring. I'll say it's jarring when you've watched this character. No, let's forget about Adam West campiness. Let's take that out of the mix. But even the other comics, everything. All of a sudden, Robin goes, fuck Batman. You're like, I don't remember Robin ever saying fuck.
I know, but you know what?
Holy fuck Batman. I don't know. It's just something. It just seemed very jarring for that to come out of his mouth.
But again,
is it real? Yes.
But it lets you know that
it's
this
more
is
realistic.
Going forward.
Because if you were Robin, you would have said that
fuck
too.
Batman.
Fuck Batman.
I've been kicking the shit out of people just as long, and I get nothing. Yeah. Fuck him. I'm out of there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, I agree.
Again, I mean, I like how they told you right out the gate, this is what the show is going to be about. And you're like, I get behind it. They kind of let you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if they took some of these shows that they canceled, they put them on HBO Max, then you can kind of have creative will and go, you know what, we can make it gritty, we can make it darker. It doesn't have to be super campy, and we can still have that. And going forward with the DCEU, just like what Disney Plus has done with Marvel, you can now put shows, put them on HBO, have that be part of the same universe. Mm-hmm. So now, if they're taking notes from what Marvel and Disney what they're
doing right now, yeah.
I mean, James Gunn's played with Marvel. He's played in their sandbox. Yeah. You kind of have a good idea how things are done. Let's put that in DC.
Yeah,
and maybe...
That's what they say. They're taking a time to step back and reevaluate and reassess so they can start doing it more the Marvel way.
Mm-hmm. Which
it's still going to be DC.
Right.
But they might not go origin, then it's the movie. They might just still kind of run some... But they got to bring things back to, one.
They have to kind of coincide,
because for a while they're like, no, fuck this, we're not going to run anything in any kind of coherent story. Everything's going to be they're all one-offs. But now James Gunn's like, no, we're actually going to run for the next 8 to 10 years a actual story arc.
Yeah, I mean that's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean I
just read
that's how comics are anyway, though, right? So we have all these
more so
great
nowadays than it used to be. By the 60s and 70s, they're all one-offs.
Yeah,
Alien of the Week. It was shoot 'em up of the week. It was and then, somewhere in the 70s and the 80s, especially.
The 80s they did huge with it. Yeah,
a lot of storylines. A lot of overall a year would be one storyline.
Yeah, and I'm glad that DC is going to start, because now I feel that DC doing that, it's going to get people like myself that really aren't into the DC world. You're going to get me because I'm like, because I'm a fan of continuity. I've watched the Batmans. I love the Batmans. I'm not the biggest fan of, let's say, Superman, but I know that it's all wrapped up. So now I'm going to go watch a Superman movie.
Right, exactly. That is definitely how you make the billions.
So, and I mean that's
because people don't want to get lost. If they like the story, so they have to watch everything to be able to stay up with the story. So, all right, so back to Black Adam.
Yeah. So that's kind of how I feel.
There you go. Again, you're 100% right that The Rock was The Rock in this movie playing Black Adam. But I think the character kind of allows itself for that. Like that character is, I think he could have been. The character's actually worse. Like he's more of a badass. He's more of I don't give a shit about anybody. He's more destructive than they allowed him to be. I mean, the some of the history of him being in they actually sent him out of space at one point, which is how they got rid of him. Kind of like they did to Hulk.
I would say that's how they did to Hulk.
Yeah. So
I see a lot of similar storylines.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. What are they doing over there? We'll do that too next week. So I liked that. I liked his portrayal. We have obviously the woman and her son who are going to be I'll blank on the name. We'll get it later. They're actually characters that are going to come up and be. He imbues her with. She gets the power, a power, not necessarily the same, and then he gives it to the kid or something like that. So they become. I forget their names. I'm sure somebody online will tell me.
The family.
But it is
somebody
basically
else.
the Black Adam family.
It's the Black Adam's family.
It really is.
Da-da-da-da.
That was awesome. It really is. So they're going to, so hopefully in the next one, that's what will happen, and they'll come into it more. I love the Superman jump in at the end. I thought that was great. They Amanda Waller.
They needed to.
Yes,
they needed to. You need to
see the suit. Very bright.
Oh yeah,
very bright. Loved it.
You needed to put Superman in there because you're letting people know. First of all, Henry Cavill's coming back as Superman.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. But going forward, you need to have a known character in order for me to watch Shazam again.
Yeah.
I mean, not Shazam, Black Adam. In order for me to watch a part 2 to really give a shit about it, you're letting me know that Superman's going to have something to do with it. Now, the next Superman movie, maybe we see Black Adam kind of pop in there.
Right, because at some point they are going to fight.
Right.
That is a
comic storyline, and I remember the image, right? So, going forward, they've let you know that this is going to be something that continues on.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Me too.
I can't stand the Amanda Waller character, though.
You're not supposed to like her.
I know. So
you've never liked her.
They've done a great job.
Yeah, exactly. Every iteration of her, from Batman the Animated Series, all the different things, she's just a wicked pain in the ass. But she is incredibly good at her job.
Yeah. I mean, the sad thing, she was like, stay in your area or else we're going to get somebody after you. And he's like, there's nobody on this planet that can keep me. And I went, oh, shit.
Yeah, she's like, that's okay. I'll call some people not from this
She was
planet.
like, I know people from other planets. I was like, oh, this is Superman.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he comes in. I'm like, all right, there it is.
We should talk.
We should talk. I was like, oh. So, again, I was excited about that. I was like, again, I could get behind this because you're giving me a known character in Superman.
One of my favorite Amanda Waller moments was in, I want to say it was, I don't think it was animated series. I think it was the Justice League series. When she was in and she was having the talk with Bruce Wayne, basically, and she was she was having a talk with Batman. Like, she was in her shower and he went to go see her, and she basically told him, she's like, I know who you are. She's like, when rich boys play in their little bat costumes at night, she knows who he is, and she's got his number. Like, she knows she is the one who knows everything about everything, and she just like basically puts Batman and is like, I know who you are.
Yeah, but if she knows anything about Batman also has shit on her too, because he's got a contingency plan for the contingency plans to stop everybody. So
contingency plans go against him.
Yeah, so you're gonna blow up his spot. Don't worry, he'll just blow you up.
Yeah. But I thought that was pretty cool. I do appreciate her character, even though she's a pain in the ass.
Yeah. So they've done it well. I mean,
they really did that.
You're not supposed to like her.
You're not supposed to like her at all, and then they portray that. And I think. Oh God, why am I blanking on her name? The woman who plays Amanda Waller.
Isn't it, it's not Viola Davis, is it?
Yeah, Viola Davis.
Yeah,
Viola Davis. Yes, thank you. Whew. Yes, I think she does a great.
She does an awesome job.
She does.
Just
she has that no nonsense, like "fuck you, I am the boss, and I will blow your shit up, or I will send people for you, or I'll nuke your head." And in the Suicide Squad, she's pretty awesome. She's got those like dead eyes. Which is emotion.
I like her.
She's awesome.
I like her. I've seen her in other things, and I really like her.
Yeah, I like that. So Black Adam, the overall story, it's there. It's a self-contained story. Mm-hmm. There's not a ton that happens. Like, obviously, like with Wakanda, there was a lot of different things going on. Yeah. This is basically one.
It's one thing.
It's one contained story. You get a little bit of Dr. Fate with Hawkman, but pretty much it's just this one story. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That we're just tied into. So there wasn't a whole lot to digest. Like, you kind of get it. It's an easy story. You get it.
I think maybe that's part of it for me too. It's like we've been spoiled. Like, we legit as watchers of movies of these superheroes, we've been spoiled.
Yeah.
This was like, for me, it was like a superhero movie. Light.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Not a lot going on. And whatever was going on was kind of like,
Reader's Digest version, but it was.
It was like the Cliff Notes of superhero movies. Like, all right, this shit happened. He's superhuman. He's got some strife. Oh, and now he's got to go fight this devil demon CGI horrible shit.
Yeah, I was just going to bring that up.
That was going to be my next movie.
That to me, that's the lowest. Worst part.
Oh my God!
Not the character, but the CGI on that character was like shit. We ran out of money. We've been flipping Dwayne Johnson around this screen for an hour and 45 minutes. Now we bring this motherfucker on, and we ran out of shit.
Yeah,
what do you got? I think I have
bad.
Maya 4.0. Can I use Maya 4.0? Would that happen?
It wasn't as bad as the bad guy from Spawn.
Oh yeah, no.
The big furry flame dog thing.
Yeah.
But it was pretty bad, man.
It wasn't great.
It wasn't.
It wasn't great. I've seen it. To me, it was almost as good as like a cut scene in World of Warcraft. like a cinematic scene.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're good, but not quite movie quality.
I mean, it's good for a PC.
Yeah,
on a 14-inch screen, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It was not something that lived up to a big screen.
It
seemed a little flat with not enough detail. And not quite, like, it's hard. I mean, it's CG. So, and they've done some amazing work with it. But every once in a while, it seems like that character's not really there. Like, you can tell, not just obviously you can tell it's a CG character, it's a big flaming devil-looking dude. I get that. But, like, the physical weight of the character doesn't feel like it's standing in the scene with everybody else.
Yeah. I know
sometimes you absolutely believe it.
Yeah.
That thing is sitting in the scene with them, and you really feel like it's there.
Yeah, it didn't.
Mandalorian was, that big monster that was like the people with the horn, and Grogu came out and basically flipped it, put it to sleep.
Yes,
that fucking thing felt like it was there.
Yeah, it felt like it was there. Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like that was well done. This was not. He felt too fake.
I mean, not for nothing. I feel that Grogu's always there.
Yeah,
and he's not. He's not.
Yeah. But sometimes it is a puppet. Like a lot of times it's an animatronic. But when it's really doing some flippy shit, that's CGI. But they do more of the animatronics.
Yeah, that even that fight scene was kind of shitty. Like
it wasn't great.
And that's the other thing too. Like the fight scenes in this, like
there was a lot of them.
There was a lot of fight scenes.
There was a lot of Black Adam Hawkman fight scenes.
Those are pretty cool.
To me, they were good, but it got a little long in the tooth. Too long. Like, all right, there's enough. We get it. You guys don't like each other.
We get it. You guys can't die.
And we get it. You guys can't stand each other, but you have to work together. So just freaking get on with it and stop fighting each other.
Yep.
I get it. Hawkman's noble. He doesn't want Black Adam to kill anybody while he's doing it.
Yeah, that storyline for me, that was too long. It's like, all right, you've said that a couple times.
Yeah, move on.
Like 3, 4, 5 times. Come on, let's go.
Move on.
Move along. We got some bad guys to do.
You got to do something about it, like, accept the fact that he's going to hurt people.
Yeah. And it's funny too, because like when they go at the fight, Pierce Brosnan, Dr. Fate goes, "Oh, this is gonna be fun," and he just sits down and he lets him go at it. And he's like, "All right, let's just keep going." And they're just destroying it. So part of that was, when he smashed through the wall or whatever, he's like, he goes, "What? They didn't have doors?" He goes, "Yeah, we did. I just didn't want to use it." I was like, "Oh,
yeah."
I just wanted to purposely smash through your wall.
Yeah. What do you think is funny is you feel bad because like the city of Kahndaq was like, it's just decimated already, and these idiots are, including one who's trying to save the city.
Yeah,
it's just
destroying it, smashing everything through it.
You know what these people have to do when you leave, when you're done? They have to put all this shit back together. So they pick up the big rubble off the middle of the streets and then get their cars through.
So part of me feeling like
Kool-Aid man busted the wall.
Oh yeah, what the fuck, man? I gotta patch that shit up.
Wall. My dad's like, I believe some giant bowl of Kool-Aid came in through here,
crushing through it. So that's part of like so part of the infamy. Part of the movie that I felt that got cut on the cutting room floor is you got the little kid. He's like, no, we need to uprise against the bad guy, and he does this little triangle like the Diamond Dallas Page move, bang. Yep. All of a sudden, the army of dead comes up, and all these people that live in the city are like, yeah, let's go kill these skeletons. I don't know. At least in the Marvel universe, the people have seen some shit.
Yeah,
they understand shit's going on.
Yeah.
Do these people in the DCEU, do they understand that shit's going on? Because if I ever saw dead skeletons rising up out of nowhere, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Because there's some fucked up shit going on. Yeah. I'm out of there.
We're not staying. Too bad we can't stay, baby.
Yeah, so we got to go. Like, there's like...
out. Too bad we can't stay, baby.
Yeah, like, there's like skeletons and people like, let's just go fight them with broomsticks and pipes and... These things just came out of the ground. I don't think I can beat them. I don't know.
Give one good chop in the mouth, they went right down. One good poke, those things went right down.
Yeah, but I don't even know if I'm sticking around to see if I can do that. Like, if I just, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you
I probably would go after one.
Yeah,
and if they don't go down after a couple of shots, I'm out of there.
I'm going to let somebody else go first. Like, I'm not rushing in to see if I can beat them or not. I'm like, hey, you go. You go first.
You go.
Let's see what happens.
Nope, he didn't make it. Well, I guess we're going to jump on the cleaners in Jersey then. See ya.
Yeah, so it's like that part of it kind of, I didn't. And the army of dead. There's skeletons. Can we get zombies at least?
Yeah. Do we have any prediction or any clue that was going to happen? Meaning, do we have any? No backstory on the fact that they, even in the Mummy movies, you got a little backstory that he commanded the army of the dead.
Yeah.
So when they did come back to life, you're like, yeah, that's his peeps.
That's what he does.
It's middle of the whole thing. It's like, hey, he's got an army of dead. Well, where do you have those?
Wait, did he have them in the back
this?
pocket? Do we know?
Exactly.
Like, what's the incantation for that? The incantation for that?
When did this happen? There was no backstory figuring that this is a thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like, even in Apocalypse, the X-Men one, which was the worst fucking movie, we understood where his, you know what I mean, where basically his people came from,
right? And
what could help.
Well,
him.
Again, that's also Marvel, like, explain shit, because that's what they do. They're pretty good at
it was
that.
Sony at the time, or Fox. I'm sorry, Fox.
Oh, that's right. That is Fox. Yeah, my
Fox
bad.
But even they are smart enough to explain.
They explain to you what was going on.
No, but you're 100% right that with DC, it's like you're just supposed to know.
Yeah,
they're really relying on, or were, I don't know what to see what the new movies do, but they were relying on the fact that you know all about this stuff. So if you're only playing to that audience, you're not going to make the money that Marvel makes.
No.
You are playing only to audiences who have read your books for the last 50 years.
Yeah.
So, okay, great. That's fine. That's still a small audience. You're not going to make billions. You make millions, you're not going to make billions. When you go from the millions to billions, it's a lot of people who have never read this stuff before, but enjoy a good action movie, a fun superhero movie, but they don't have to have read 40 years, 50 years of comic books to understand what the hell's going on. You're explaining it to them. So basically what happens is the movies have to be done the Stan Lee way. The Stan Lee method of everyone is somebody's first.
Yeah.
You need to explain the movie as if it's somebody's first introduction to this character.
In this movie, you introduced me to, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new characters.
You get the history on Black Adam. That's about really the most history you get.
Yeah.
But you have Hawkman, you have Dr. Fate, you have Cyclone, you have Atom Smash. There's 4 right there.
There's 4 brand new characters you've introduced me to. Oh, and by the way, the 2 of them were in another group, probably the Justice Society, some shit.
They are the Justice Society, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I don't know what the hell that is.
Time.
What is that?
So Justice Society predates the Justice League. So like Dr. Midnight, there's
another doctor.
Yeah, there's a lot of doctors. Dr. Midnight, there's Starman, there's Wildcat, there's there's Hawkman, there's Dr. Fate. There's a lot of other characters that were in the original Justice Society. So if you look at like the new Stargirl show, she's like her version is the new Justice Society because they all picked up the mantles of the people who were in the original Justice Society. They took over for it. Yes.
Okay.
There's a lot of them.
So, but that's what I'm saying. It's like you
think it was in a Justice.
I mean, we all know what the Justice League is. We've seen enough of the Justice League over the years.
Yes, they are like the early
creating
version.
the form of the Justice League in a movie.
They're like
we got
the
that
40s, 50s. I forget exactly what time period version of the Justice League.
So, but when you introduce a group like the Justice Society, like this is a well-established group. You need to give me a little bit more background than just going, we're
which is why Dr. Fate's so old. Right, and they explained how old he is. And he's because of the helmet, he was able to live a lot longer than a normal human would be able to.
Right.
Hawkman is an alien essentially, so from Thanagar, so we don't know exactly what their lifespan is. So
Oh, the Flash was in it.
But again, yes, the original one, the original.
So I'm looking. I said the founding members were the Atom, Dr. Fate, the Flash, Green Lantern, Hawkman. Our Man, I almost said Horror-Man. Yeah, Our Man, Sandman, and the Spectre.
Yes. So the original Green Lantern is the Alan Scott version, I believe. So it's very different. He's not part of the Green Lantern Corps. They completely changed that back in like the 70s or 80s. 70s, I believe, when they brought in like Hal Jordan. When they sort of like discontinued that version of the character. So if you notice, he actually will carry the lantern around with him. It doesn't like disappear and come in with the new version. Right. He has a cape. His costume is vastly different. And so this is a fun little side note, if you will, a little trivia, if you will. The Green Lanterns, like Hal Jordan and John Stewart, like that. Mm-hmm. The green is only susceptible to what color it doesn't work on. Do you know? What color does the green not work on?
Yellow.
That's right. Do you know what his doesn't work on? Wood.
What?
Wood. The power ring has no effect on wood.
On wood?
Wood. Yeah. So they changed it when they do it in the new version. Yeah.
Wood. Sorry, buddy, you can control everything, but wood. It's going to hit you with a bat.
I was going to say, I'm going to stab you with a pencil.
I'm going to fucking hit you with a Louisville Slugger.
You had nothing. What? So, yeah. So that's a little intro. Little
that's very funny.
Fun thing on that, yes.
But that's what these DC movies is. You want to throw things at me, and I'm all for it. But that's where I come back with we've been spoiled throughout all these movies.
Yeah.
Because we're used to that. We're used to, even if it's just like a 5-minute origin, like we're used to, if you're going to give me information. You're going to explain.
You didn't have to understand. You didn't have to guess who Killmonger was.
No.
You got from the beginning of the movie, like, it's, it's who got killed, and it's him, and he comes back, and he's like, he's pissed off, and then he explains, and he's got a little lip thing, and you can see that he's conned
like, so they're good at
explaining. You didn't have to just understand. Oh, this guy guesses this is Killmonger, and he's pissy.
In this one, I get, it's the Justice Society. What are they? I don't know. I guess there's some fucking group, apparently.
They're a group from a long time ago.
But they didn't even say, like, how long ago. So if I'm watching this, I'm like, right away, I'm going, Justice League, Justice Society. Wait, are you part of the same thing? Is that a different thing?
It was like, and again, I'm watching World War II time.
Okay, but again, like, I'm watching this with new eyes because I don't know a lot about the DC. So these are some of the things, as a person who doesn't know behind, these are the questions I'm asking. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't fucking understand. So I think that's part of the reason why I thought that Black Adam kind of sucked.
But I think that's kind of the reasons why one of the reasons they don't do as well.
Yeah.
Because I think you're right. I think there are more people like you than there are like me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I have history with the DC. In fact, I have probably more history with DC than I do with Marvel because I grew up more of a DC person.
Right.
But and I still have my hand in Marvel, Red, and toys and whatever, and movies and cartoons.
Right, but you were more with the DC stuff, so you were following a lot of that.
Superman and Batman,
and I get that.
So, I know more of their history. Mm-hmm. So that makes it easy for me to jump into this movie, know exactly who the Justice Society is, and kind of wanted our man, like, wanted some more of those guys showing up.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But I knew they weren't going to. But, like, most people have no clue. And if you're not going to explain it, it pulls people out of the movie. Like, I'm wondering, I'm asking too many questions, and then the movie's over.
And that's what I don't want.
It's like, shit, there's a lot of stuff I wanted to know an answer to, and you're not going to give it to me because the movie's over.
I mean, my whole rule, whenever I go to see a movie, regardless of whatever movie it is, my rule is, entertain me for 2.5 hours. I want to shut my brain off. Yeah. And then at the end of it, go, that was pretty good. Or, wow, that movie kind of sucked. Yeah. If while I'm watching the movie, I'm going, wait, what the fuck is going on? And I pay attention to movies. I really, truly do.
It's obvious.
So when I see things and I'm like, wait a minute, you're not explaining enough to me. I'm just supposed to
take a John Wick and you don't know why he's pissed off.
Right, yeah. Well,
he's out there killing motherfuckers.
But if you watch John Wick 1, you know how this all started.
But that's what I'm saying. Imagine you get through 3 and 4, you still don't know why he's doing what he's doing. Like, where he came from, or what's he about, or what's his origin, or like, okay, it's kind of weird. This dude's just out there killing people. He's out there
just killing people. I don't get it.
Yeah, he seems mad.
Yeah, he's very upset.
He's very upset about something.
Somebody fucked with his dog.
That's right. Somebody pissed his Cheerios today.
So, I mean, that's kind of just how I felt about this movie. I mean, there were a couple parts that hit. Yeah. Sort of. And I don't even want to say, like, they hit hard. Like, oh, my God. Like, I never once had an oh, my God moment.
Right.
And like, or a holy shit moment. Like, I didn't have really any of that. It was just kind of like, oh, I'm here. All right, is this movie almost over? All right, cool, it's over.
This movie's almost, that's the worst.
Is there an end credit? Do I have to stay? Oh, there is. Okay, I guess I'll stick around. I'll wait.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the end credit. Oh, cool. See him.
Superman, best part of the movie. All right,
best
good.
part. I'm out. You're letting me know that going forward, this is gonna be the rivalry. Yeah. All right, I can get behind that though. Yeah. Because again, and I kind of like that being the rivalry because you have two people that are literally like indestructible.
Yeah.
So what do you do?
The Black Adam Superman fight's one of the best.
Right. So
it's pretty awesome.
So I hope that they build on that and they do it well. And again, with James Gunn at the helm, I'm hoping for really good things to come out of DC going forward.
Me too.
The new label DCEU. I'm looking forward to it.
I have high hopes for it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm foolish. Maybe I'm getting my hopes up too high. But with James Gunn at the helm and a lot of the other ones gone,
right?
You know what I mean? Like, they're really shaking it up over there. I'm really hoping. And I'm keeping hope alive, if you will. Keep hope alive that they're.
I mean, if they're not going to do anything within the next, I don't know, let's say 5-6 years, you might as well just fold it up, sell this to Marvel or Disney, and go, fuck it, it's yours. Yeah. And let Disney just kind of play in their own sandbox that they've created. Yeah. And I know a lot of people that are going to say, they're like, that's bullshit, that's monopoly, you can't do that. I get it. Yeah, you don't want that. But if you want good shit to come out, you got to put it into the hands of the right people.
Who know what they're doing.
Who know what they're doing. I mean, not for nothing. You want the DC stuff to go to something like fucking Sony, where they've just completely decimated Spider-Man. Yeah. I mean, come on now. I mean, even they figured out going, we're gonna just. They still have the Spider-Man rights, but they're going to do so much.
Marvel do it.
But they're just going to let Marvel do it. I think they just worked out another contract with them.
He's on for the next 3 movies.
Yeah. So I mean, they like Sony's kind of figured out going, you know what? we're tired of getting our heads kicked in. We know that there's a lot of money here, so why don't we just do this? We still own shit. We're going to let you do it. You take X amount of percentage of the pie, and then we just roll with it.
Because if you let Marvel do it, you're still getting bigger portion with the deal than you would make on your own.
On your own, yeah. So it's like, okay, you want to create this all on your own.
The movie itself is going to produce more money.
Oh, it's going to suck if you do it by yourself.
It's going to be, yeah. Especially where maybe you're not footing the whole bill either.
Right. So just let somebody else take care of it. I mean, so again, with James Gunn at the helm, hopefully DC does something within the next couple of years. But if not, like, they need to figure this shit out because they have.
Sony is still, because they need to keep the rights, they have to keep producing shit.
Yep. In order to
Craven coming out of Madam Web and on another Morbius.
Another Morbius, great.
You know what I mean? Nobody's calling for that. You know what I mean? I'm sure another Venom, you know, it is what it is. But, and that would turn around if they put like Andrew Garfield in that universe. Since everybody's been begging for another Andrew Garfield movie.
Right, because he did.
So make him their Spider-Man in that universe. Because it is a different universe.
Mm-hmm. So we know that.
We know he eventually, at one point, he's on the painted on the wall. Like, so he must exist.
Yeah.
So he put Andrew Garfield in that universe. Let him play with Venom and all that kind of stuff.
I mean, not for nothing.
Tobey Maguire because he already had a Venom and it sucked.
Yeah.
But to do it right, if you're gonna have that Venom, might as well make an Andrew Garfield version.
Yeah, but I mean, even that Venom though, the new Venom, he knows about the MCU universe, so.
And part of the symbiote is now in the MCU universe.
Right.
So we'll see when that eventually.
That again.
Well, Secret Wars, we know it'll take place, and eventually.
Something's going to happen in Secret Wars.
Well, yeah, because Spider-Man, that's when Spider-Man's supposed to get his black costume.
Right, that's right. That's right.
It's possible that because there's, 2 Secret War movies coming out like this. Right?
Are they movies or are they series?
No, there's 2 movies. There's two Secret War. There's movies at the end of the whole cycle. I thought both of those 2. There's the quantum. There's the Kang one, the Kang Dynasty thing. Mm-hmm. And then there's like the full-on Secret War. Some of that, I'd look it up. There might be 2 Secret Wars where they have different names. One of them's like Kang Dynasty or something like that. Okay. Which is basically how they're going to, pit everybody against each other. So that's going to be pretty cool. That's going to be pretty awesome. So,
villains versus heroes and stuff.
Yeah. All right, so Black Adam, I think we've chewed it up a little bit.
I mean, there's not, honestly, like, it sucks
there's
because...
There's not a lot on the bone
on this one. And that was another one.
Like I said, I did enjoy it. When it comes on, like, whatever, on HBO or whatever, I'll probably watch it again. Just because if I'm not doing anything, I'll throw it on just to kind of catch things I didn't see. I'll watch the next Shazam movie. I think that's fine. Like I said before, I'm looking forward to Quantumania. Is there anything else you're looking forward to coming up?
No, actually. I don't...
Nothing at all?
No, I don't...
That's sad, though.
I don't think so.
That's just sad.
I know. I don't know. Like, I'm looking forward to the new John Wick. I really want to go see that. But as far as, like, movies and stuff, I'm not... I don't know if there's... I mean, I'm looking forward to actually... I'm looking forward to finally seeing this phase of Phase 4 be done with Marvel.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward...
get out of the depression shit. Get onto the new shit. As far as DC, I keep putting hope onto the DCEU and hoping that they create more than what I want. Like, so that was part of this movie, The Black Adam.
Yep.
I was expecting so much more, I think. I was expecting something different that I didn't get.
Yeah.
So that kind of bothered me. I want to see Joker 2.
Really?
Yeah, I want to see that. I kind of like what they did with this. And I know that you're not a big Joaquin Phoenix fan.
Yeah, I didn't like the first movie.
It took me a while. It took me a while to like.
He's right up there for me with Tom Cruise. I honestly could not care if I watched another one of their movies.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see this one because we're going to see what's her name come in, Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
So again, that doesn't really necessarily have to be within the same universe as what we've been watching, but
so apparently it's not like that's with James Gunn to the helm. They've basically said that's not
part of it. And you know what?
The DC universe.
I'm okay with that because
I am too.
That character, that storyline. I think that there's more that you could do with that character, right? With that particular Joker character, and you could kind of create its own thing. But yeah, like I want to see that. I want to watch Batman 2 because I need to see. I need them to change my mind on the first one. I really do. I know you guys did the rant when I wasn't here for that. But.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it wasn't my favorite version of Batman, but I still enjoyed it well enough as a year one story You know, I obviously had my troubles with it, but you know, I would be interested to see the second one. You know, we've heard grumblings and what could be, and what, you know, we've seen some stuff online as to what they could possibly be doing with it, and I'm okay with that. Like I said, I don't mind it being a part of it.
Right.
You know, it's not part of the DCEU.
Yep.
So, and that's okay with me. I'm fine like that. I do like, you know, the Marvel Unified Universe type stuff. I like that look and feel, what they're doing with that. It just helps. But if they had separate shit too, I don't know. Like, I think DC's fine with having some separate stuff, but I do want to see an overarching story with them.
Right. So now, how do you, now there's 2 Batmans in DC.
You know, it's like 3 or 4 now.
Going on at the same time?
The Flash movie has Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But, yeah, I don't know what they're going to do with that. I don't know. I mean, you got to put, if you're going to put a Batman in the DCEU, it's got to be Ben Affleck's Batman, right?
Yeah, that's what they've said.
That's got to be that Batman. It can't.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let's have a couple different fucking Batman storylines, because apparently that's the only thing that legit, like, Batman and Superman are the only things that carry that house.
Yeah, the Trinity, Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman are the ones they make the most money on. They always have. Your peripheral characters like the Flash and Green Lantern and Aquaman, they haven't really been able to make money on those characters, especially solo. So we'll see what the Flash movie does because of Miller's nonsense. I'm sure not well, but you know, hopefully they don't at the end of the day shit can it. They say they're not going to, but we'll see.
I mean, you shit can it. You still got to pay all those bills that came along with it.
Yeah, that's what they did to Batgirl. It was done.
That's true.
It was done. They shelved it. That's it. You're not going to see it. They took it as a tax write-off. That's why they can't show it.
Oh.
If they show it, it's not a tax write-off. They'll make money on it.
Yeah.
So, you know,
sell it to somebody else.
Yeah. But they can't.
They can't. They have to.
It's not a tax write-off. If they sell it, they made money on it.
Fuck.
So we're never, you know, unless it leaks somehow, which I'm sure it will eventually.
If anybody's listening, leak that shit.
Leak that shit. We want to see more.
We want to watch it.
Yeah, definitely. So
Black Adam, what do you want to give it?
How many lightning bolts are you giving this one?
How many lightning bolts? How many Shazam?
Shazam.
I'm going to give it fucking 2.
I'm going 3.
Awesome.
I'm going 3. I'm going to give it quite 3.5.
I don't.
I'm going to give it 3 on this one. I wanted to like it more, but I did enjoy it. I did enjoy watching the movie. It did, like I said, it wasn't like, oh my god, this is amazing, but I did enjoy it. And mostly, like I said, the Dr. Fate stuff, I wish there was more. I liked his pursuit. I pissed off that they killed him off. But, I mean, at the end of the day, they can still bring him back. He's a mystic. And the helmet's still technically, even though the helmet's look like it dissolved.
Oh yeah, it looked like it dissolved, disappeared.
But that helmet's like, you know, it's almost like it's immortal. Like it has the power of the god inside of it. So it comes and it goes. Almost like the Green Lantern. The Lantern can disappear.
Right. Okay.
Right? So same thing. So that because the Green Lantern helmet, you know, that helmet's been worn by a lot of different people.
Gotcha.
He's not the only person who's worn that helmet. Like the Green Lantern, John Stewart, and Guy Gardner.
Yep.
So there are other people that have worn the helmet.
See,
and
this
will continue.
is
so they can bring it back. But I like Pierce Brosnan's version.
Yeah.
So you put somebody else in it, I don't know if I'm going to like it as much.
I like Pierce Brosnan as an actor. I thought that he did good in it. Like he kept me watching. I was like, I could dig it. I liked him, so that kind of bumped it up a little bit. Again,
I love what they did with the costume.
Costume looked cool.
Even though the mask is like more ornate than it's supposed to be.
Okay.
Like it's pretty flat and like, you know, even. You know, I mean, it had like there was like it wasn't symmetrical.
Right.
One part had more of a deviation.
What, and the real version?
The real version's very straight, almost
okay.
like a night helmet, but like there's no eyes, there's no nothing.
Okay.
It covers the face completely, but it's just down to a point.
Oh, gotcha.
The whole front just kind of comes together.
Gotcha.
Weird, like, you know what I mean? Interesting, you know, parts to it or whatever. It's all right. It is what it is. You know, they got to spruce it up for the movies.
Yeah.
But it could have played without it as well, even if you just, you know, but it's very shiny and flat. There's not even like any like ornate graphics on it or anything like that, or engravings. But all right, that's fine. I'm sure they had many different iterations they went through in the art department before they settled on that. But the whole rest of the costume I thought worked like a charm.
I mean, I like that character. It kind of sucks that I'm leaning on you to tell me everything about this movie, even though I watched it, right?
That's what kind of sucks.
But I mean, yeah, there wasn't a lot there for me. I mean, I like the Dr. Fate character. I do like that. I mean, it was cool.
Yeah.
It's DC's version of Doctor Strange, really. You know?
That's exactly what it is.
So
we talked about that.
Yeah, so it's like, all right,
Quicksilver.
And a couple fight scenes are cool, but they were a little long. And that's kind of like really all I got for that.
That's it. That's all she wrote.
Shitty
All right.
CGI.
2 out of you, 3 out of me, and there we're going to call it a day. All right. Shazam! Thank you, Larry.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are Entertainment Rants at entertainmentrants.com. Check us out online at our Entertainment Rants on social media, and drop us a line on engageentertainmentrants.com, or leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, and we will read it on the show. We have some other cool stuff coming up. Hopefully you heard last week's Wakanda episode. We are going to be seeing the Christmas Carol at the North Shore Music Theater in December on opening night. Unfortunately, Larry can't make it.
Yeah.
In prior engagement. So my wife, Amy, and Mila, and Bruno are going to all go, and then we'll review it. We did it last year, but they asked us to do it again this year, and this year we're going to kind of give Amy and I will be able to do what we saw change, what's different, and then, of course, Mila and Bruno have not seen it there, so they'll be able to give it that fresh review. So we're all going to review that together. So, they've invited us again to come and go sit and watch and review. So hopefully we'll be able to keep that going with them. They're just really wonderful people. Mike over there, they're wonderful guys, kind of head of their media and press. So, it's been a really good relationship with them. We really appreciate what they do. So hopefully we'll be able to, maybe do that more next year. They have more shows coming up. So lots of fun. Great people there. So, all right, gang. Thank you for listening, and we will talk to you soon. Larry, what are we going to go out there and do?
We're going to go out there and let's rant.
Let's rant. Let's talk. Let's chat it up.